In this video, we will talk about loose skin, whether it is on the back of your arms, under the chin, on your legs, your butt, or around your waist. In this video, I will tell you what the real cause is and how you can actually fix it. In one of my previous videos, I talked about cortisol, which is an adrenal hormone. And when the level of this hormone rises inside the body, it can be one of the reasons behind loose skin. But apart from that, there is another very common reason, and that has to do with the insulin hormone. This condition is called insulin resistance. Let me explain to you what that actually means. Insulin resistance is a condition in which the level of insulin in your body is high, but it is not able to perform its job because on a cellular level, this hormone is being rejected. When insulin reaches the cells, it gets pushed back into the blood. But at the same time, the cells also need insulin. Without this hormone, you cannot survive. The problem happens when it starts to build up in large amounts. And the reason for this is our modern diet, which contains a very high level of sugar. To manage that sugar, the pancreas releases the insulin hormone into the body. The way it works is that your cells have small windows through which nutrients enter. Insulin carries this nutrition to the window. It also carries amino acids through these same windows into the cells, and those amino acids are then used to build new proteins, which the body uses for repair, including muscle repair. It is also insulin that absorbs branched-chain amino acids in the body and delivers them to the muscles. So this is a very important hormone. Branched-chain amino acids are basically small building blocks of protein, and protein is connected with muscles. They are like fuel for your muscles, and they help repair the wear and tear that happens in daily life during work or when you go to the gym and exercise. Whenever there is muscle breakdown, branched-chain amino acids repair it. So if you are losing muscle, if your muscle fibers have become weak, if there is no strength in the tissues, if muscle atrophy is happening, then your muscles are in need of branched-chain amino acids. But here comes the problem. If you have insulin resistance, then insulin, which is supposed to do all this work of carrying amino acids into your cells, is no longer able to do that. So the question is, why did this problem even start? The reason is that insulin was already present in your body in large amounts. But now suddenly your body is unable to use that insulin, and now the body has gotten stuck in a strange situation. Insulin is present in very high amounts, but the body is not able to use it. This creates a strange condition. When your cells become resistant to insulin, they are not able to get protein, amino acids, and fuel. They are not able to receive nutrition, and they start to weaken. The cells begin to lose strength. And there are some symptoms through which you can recognize that you have this problem. The first symptom is that you cannot lose weight. The second is that you are gaining a lot of belly fat. The third is brain fog. Your ability to think, understand, remember, make decisions, and focus becomes affected. You start to feel tired all the time. If you skip a meal for any reason, you get extremely irritable. This is called irritability. And when you do eat, you still don't feel full, and after eating, you become immediately tired. This is what we call a pre-diabetic state. It is the stage right before diabetes, before the actual disease of sugar begins. Now let me explain how this whole process works. A signal is sent to the pancreas. The pancreas releases insulin. Then another signal is sent back that insulin is not enough because it is not having an effect. The body sends the signal that insulin is not enough, so you should produce more insulin and release it into the system, because the food that just came in had a very high amount of sugar, and to deal with that sugar, more insulin is needed. On the other hand, the cells have already blocked insulin, but the pancreas thinks there really is a deficiency of insulin, and that to reduce sugar, it needs to make more. So it begins to work harder and harder and starts producing even more insulin. The result is that the level of insulin in the body rises, but the cells are not accepting it. They are basically rejecting sugar, but at the same time, the useful things like amino acids and other nutrients are also not entering the cells. And because of this, loose skin, aging, and other problems like diabetes begin to appear. These include obesity and some cognitive issues such as Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia, and stroke. In fact, in patients with these problems, sticky proteins have been found in their bodies. These are called amyloids or amyloid fibrils. These are also formed because of high insulin. So in my opinion, if you want longevity, if you want to improve your lifespan, your memory, and your brain function, and if you absolutely do not want to get Alzheimer's or any of these other issues, then you must fix the problem of insulin resistance. Similarly, in clogged arteries, where blood vessels become blocked and lead to stroke or heart attack, most of the discussion is always around cholesterol, but amyloids are not discussed. Amyloids are formed because of high insulin. They are sticky proteins that attach themselves inside arteries. In reality, amyloids are proteins, and cholesterol is also a type of protein, but the point is this. If you are experiencing brain fog or memory problems today, in the future this can progress into Alzheimer's disease. That is why it is very important to fix this issue as soon as possible, so that fuel and protein can reach your brain cells. Your muscles can also receive protein, and the muscle loss and weakening of tissues that is happening can be stopped here, because it is the muscles that keep the skin toned and in its real form. Now the question is, what should you do with your diet? The first thing you need to do is remove sugar from your diet. And maybe you already know this, but refined sugar in bread, naan, paratha, pizza, samosas, fried snacks, biscuits, cakes, instant noodles, soft drinks, all of these things must be removed from your diet. The next point is that you should never combine protein with sugar. For example, in rice pudding, milk contains protein, and then sugar is added to it. In many desserts made with milk, such as halwa, gulab jamun, or sweet yogurt, the combination of sugar sugar and protein raises insulin levels too high, so you should eat these things as little as possible. If you are going to eat sugar, eat it plain instead of mixing it into a nutritional food. I say this lightly, half joking, but honestly it is better to eat sugar by itself than to mix it with protein. That is why I always say to avoid added sugar. In the same way, when you mix sugar and fat, this also spikes insulin to a very high level, so we should avoid that as well. Snacking is another thing that causes this problem. Snacking means eating something between your regular meals. You should avoid snacking and stick to proper meals. Include salads in your diet. And there are 2 or 3 more things. If you drink coffee and drink too much of it, then too much caffeine also triggers insulin. So keep your coffee limited to 1 cup, or at most 2 small cups of about 200 to 250 milliliters of black coffee. That amount falls within a normal caffeine intake. Do not drink more than that. So through this video, I wanted to explain that if you want to bring back healthy skin, you have to understand the root cause of this problem. Is it because of high stress? Is it because your diet is not right? Is it because you don't exercise, which is also a possible reason? For your skin elasticity, for toning your muscles, for reducing your body fat percentage, exercise is necessary. Or is it because of insulin resistance, which is a very common problem? If my videos are helping you, then do share your experience in the comment section. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.